What is the state of foreign worker well-being in Singapore? Observers Channel NewsAsia spoke with say it has improved over the years with tougher laws against errant employers. But as a next step, observers ask if more could also be done to meet their social and emotional needs. Imal Desad has this report.
About a third of the country's total workforce is made up of foreigners. That's about 1 million as of June 2013, excluding foreign domestic workers. Over the years, various initiatives have been introduced to reduce dependence on these workers. But those I spoke with recognize that the need for foreign workers, especially in sectors which Singaporeans shun, cannot be completely eliminated. And for those who are here and who will continue to arrive, advocates recognize that the state of their welfare has generally improved. But what's lacked, they say, is a focus on their emotional and social needs.
A lot of the effort in the last few years has been diverted to a functional type of integration, meaning to say that so long as they know how to use the ATM machine, they know where to get their groceries. And for a long time, we assumed that the transient workers that are here for a short period of time and what they do will not have an impact to the social fabric of Singapore.
And with events like the illegal strike in 2012 by bus drivers from China, and more recently the riot in Little India, the next step is how and how far we can go in meeting these social and emotional needs.
The foreign workers are actually the weakest link, if you like, in the whole national resilience framework. We have to be realistic, that most of them will not become permanent residents or Singapore citizens, and they know it, right? But they can still become a stakeholder in this country, right? And being a stakeholder means that they know what are the right things to do, and they will not, engage in activities that will disrupt the peace and harmony. Right? So if you feel that you are responsible to the people, to the place, right, that's one kind of social emotional engagement.
And various NGOs are already stepping up efforts to address this.
Now, the Migrant Workers Centre was set up in 2009. It's a collaboration between the labour movement and the Singapore National Employees Federation. Its mission is to champion fair employment practices and the well-being of migrant workers in Singapore. Let's take a look at what it does, shall we?
Since its setup, the centre has reached out to some 400,000 workers and helped about 9,000. Most of the cases it sees involve workplace grievances and salary disputes. Moving ahead, the centre has identified 3 areas it wants to work on this year. 1. A sectoral model employment contract that lists down basic employment terms and conditions. 2. Placement and job matching services for workers in transition between jobs. And finally, a push for a structured skills qualification and certification framework.
For any workers who want to continue to work here after the 2 years work permit terms, they should so prove that they have actually upped the skill and they have a better skill certification. More importantly is now we are in the transitional period to actually restructuring the economy to improve productivities. I think that it's important we make sure that all foreign workers who come here come with the right skill, and we want to make every foreign workers here a better workers.
There is currently no skills qualification framework specifically for those on work permits, but some companies have already found that it's win-win to invest in the migrant worker. 34-year-old Masood Rana is from Bangladesh. He came to Singapore 7.5 years ago to work as a cleaner. Through an in-house training program, he's now a foreman. He says he never imagined he could work his way up.
First time I never think about this. Then after that I start here, I said this job now no problem. I can do things many. I understand the job lah. So boss here I can do something well. Then that's why make me become foreman.
He says he's happy working in Singapore and now considers his fellow colleagues family.
They actually here to make money, and then send the money back to their hometown. So we treat them fairly. We provide accommodation, like I say, in-house training. And then recently we had this year-end party held at Tampines for both our Singaporean and foreign workers. Is to show our appreciation for their hard work. We want to make them feel more at home, to feel that they are actually working in a big family.
NGOs say workers ultimately need more than just decent accommodation.
When I was at these dormitories, I mean, it's really clean, and I cannot fault the physical environment, that dormitory that I visited. But I felt that maybe there could be a clinic for them, which is a counseling clinic where counselors can be by, for them to ventilate their fears, anxieties, worries about their families or so forth. Because these men really, even though they come to work, they do have families left behind.
To this end, the Migrant Workers Centre has piloted a buddy system at several dormitories as a form of formal feedback mechanism for aggrieved workers. The centre has likened it to a grassroots initiative and hopes to roll out the system to all 48 purpose-built dormitories by the end of the year. There have also been calls to spread out recreational nodes for workers.
Certainly, I think, to put them in a dense city, in concentrated area, by a particular foreign ethnic group, I think that is a time bomb that we should not repeat. So we should create an environment, a decent environment for foreign workforce to be outside the core of our cities, in other parts of the island.
But observers say Singaporeans will then have to accept such workers living and playing closer to their homes. One way to forge ties, they say, is to involve them in the community.
Now, this is one of 4 recreational centres for foreign workers in Singapore. It's the first to be built in 2009, and it serves a catchment of about 30,000 foreign workers working and living around the area. Now, what's unique about this centre is that it's open to the public, and I've been told that even locals would come here just to patronise the food court. And observers say more of such open concept recreational centres should be built across Singapore.
Located within an industrial estate but just a street away from some residential flats in Jurong, such centres offer a range of facilities, from shops, sporting facilities, to even a beer garden. Together with the Migrant Workers Centre, NGOs like Home also partner dormitories to conduct recreational activities for workers.
Now, those I spoke with say there's no such thing as finding that sweet spot when it comes to relations between Singaporeans and foreign workers. But you can build on respect and understanding. All it takes is a little acceptance and open-mindedness on the part of the foreign worker and Singaporeans.